Welcome back to the channel, guys. We have more whale alerts and more big news, so let's go ahead and get straight into it. First up, we have $104 million worth of Bitcoin that was transferred from an unknown wallet to an unknown wallet. And then just fast forwarding here a few hours, we have $300 million worth of USDC transferred to an unknown wallet. We have $387 million worth also to an unknown wallet. The same amount again moved to an unknown wallet. It's pretty bizarre that we're seeing this almost every single day. 9 digits in USDC being moved from one wallet to another, and then from another wallet to another wallet. The exact same amount. It's just absolutely insane seeing these kinds of numbers being moved every single day, basically. Now we've got $300 million worth of USDC that was transferred from an unknown wallet to an unknown wallet. We've got $140 million worth of Bitcoin to an unknown wallet. $189 million worth of Ethereum that was transferred from an unknown wallet over to Coinbase. And then we have $257 million of USDC, again to an unknown wallet. $333 million worth of Bitcoin from an unknown wallet to an unknown wallet. $229 million worth of USDC to an unknown wallet. $160 million worth of Bitcoin to an unknown wallet. We have $133 million worth also of Bitcoin to an unknown wallet. $196 million worth to an unknown wallet. A lot of Bitcoin being moved around here. $369 million worth of Bitcoin, you guessed it, to an unknown wallet. Another $201 million worth to an unknown wallet. We've got $140 million worth of TRX. That has been moved from an unknown wallet to an unknown wallet. $250 million worth of USDC that was minted at the Treasury. $124 million worth of TRX that was transferred from an unknown wallet to an unknown wallet. $250 million worth of USDC that was minted at the Treasury. $200 million worth of Bitcoin that moved from an unknown wallet to an unknown wallet. $134 million worth of Bitcoin that was transferred from an unknown wallet to an unknown wallet. $122 million worth of Bitcoin from an unknown wallet to an unknown wallet. And nearly $112 million worth of USDC that was burned at the Treasury. So there was a lot of whale activity that took place over the last 24 hours. Now moving on to news events, Ripple just broke into commodities via Hyperliquid, gold, silver, oil. Just in, U.S. Department of Labor has proposed a plan to allow crypto in 401ks. New economic data reveals the hiring rate fell in February to the lowest level in 5 years. And Ripple has made an official post. We're partnering with Convera to expand enterprise cross-border payments. Together, we're combining global payment rails with stablecoin-enabled settlement to improve speed, liquidity, and reliability. And from Ripple's ID, Keyrock achieves landmark $1.1 billion valuation with Ripple-backed Series C funding round. And as Ash Crypto points out, $70 billion wiped out from the crypto market over the course of 8 hours. I do want to be clear, this was earlier in the day. We're actually seeing a little bit of a bounce back here. So you can see, for example, Bitcoin's now up 1.1%, Ethereum's up 2.8%. XRP was just slightly up, but I see that it's just dropped down a tiny bit there. Now let's go ahead and continue on. Ripple Prime extends its Hyperliquid X integration to include HIP-3 symbols, giving institutional traders on-chain perpetuals access to traditional assets, including gold, silver, and oil. And major news, SBI Japan will officially begin distributing RLUSD today, March 31st, 2026. And then they provided the documentation right here. So I'll give you guys a few seconds if you want to pause the video and read through this. You're more than welcome to, but I do have more news that I want to go ahead and cover. So let's go ahead and move on. More than $5 trillion in market cap has now been wiped out since the start of the Iran war. So that's not good. Ripple Prime unlocks on-chain gold, silver, and oil perpetuals via the Hyperliquid. New, Ripple joins Singapore's Bloom cross-border trade finance sandbox scheme. Bhutan continues its massive Bitcoin sell-off. Asia Express via Cointelegraph magazine. And this is pretty crazy, but I do want to give a little bit of a side note on this afterwards. Ash Crypto says this is absolutely wild. Google just released a quantum paper, and it's really a nightmare. Here's what you need to know. Breaking crypto encryption now only requires 500,000 qubits. That's 20 times less than what experts previously thought was needed. An attack could happen in just 9 minutes. Bitcoin's block confirmation takes longer than that. The top 1,000 Ethereum wallets could be cracked in 9 days. Crypto projects have roughly 3 years to upgrade their security before quantum computers make current encryption obsolete. So the good news is that we have time for them to make adjustments before something like this was to be released or is to be released. The second thing is that this should be one of your concerns, but maybe not the least of your concerns, because with advances in technology like this could also impact other things like potentially going into your bank account, other very relevant, important elements that having quantum capabilities would be able to get past those different walls and get those backdoor entry points. So yes, crypto is a concern, but it's not the only concern, and something like this could impact many different things in the world. Now, taking a look at the price of XRP, we did close out in the red yesterday. It had a nice little wick going on up here to about $1.36 before it pulled back and then closed out on the day. And as for right now, we are technically in the green while I'm recording the video, sitting at $1.33. At one point, it was in the red. It went down to about $1.30, essentially bouncing off of that and climbing back up. And as you guys can see, around $1.32, just zooming out a tad bit. Actually, sorry, more like sitting here. Yeah, right around $1.33. So essentially, we're at that point that has been showing itself as a strong level of support. Right now, trying to break above that essentially is a level of resistance. So that is on the new day formation. The day before, it did drop down below it. So things are still rough. A little bit of a sideways consolidated movement going on here, as you guys can see, but that's only over the course of the last 4 days. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And you can check me out on Blue Sky at Crypto Atlas. If you want to show any extra support to me and my channel, I do really appreciate it. You can either find me on Patreon at Crypto Atlas, or you can become a YouTube member here. And thank you guys so much. Stay safe, God bless, and we'll see you in the next episode. Peace.